Hi everyone, it's great to see you. I'm up on my deck with my large planters where I do the bag in the pot method. Now earlier this season I had some beautiful pansies along here. They did great, but you know how it is this time of year. They started looking very leggy and past. So I pulled those out. This creeping Jenny and over there has come back from last year, which I just love. I don't have to add it in. Oh, it's the best. So now I'm going to add a few more things here. The deck is the one place where I really don't have my rabbits getting up here that much. I say that much because once in a while last year it did happen. But overall, I feel like this is the place where I can plant some things that the rabbits probably would love to nibble but are going to stay away from. So I'm going to put in some petunias here. These are kinds that I haven't used before. This is the Supertunia Royal Velvet, and it has a very velvety look. This just went through a rainstorm, so they're looking a little past now. But they have beautiful velvety petals, this really rich, luscious look. And they will cascade over the edge a bit. It says they get 6 to 12 inches, so they don't cascade as much. These are just going to sort of be a nice little in-control mound. And then I have one of these. This is Supertunia Priscilla. Isn't that beautiful? It is a double petunia. I love that. It looks like a whole different flower here. This one also stays in more of a mounding 6 to 12 inch piece here. Now what I'm going to do is I am really going to overstuff this front area because this is the side that really faces out and is going to be enjoyed the most. The back side I'm going to add one plant to, but that's going to be enough. It'll fill it in. You'll be able to tell, oh, here's another little baby creeping Jenny. So we'll want to leave that there. You'll be able to tell that I planted something in the back, but I'm really focusing on what people are going to see the most here. And I think that that will work out well. Look at that combination there with the light and the dark purple. That is just so pretty. And then we have this beautiful chartreuse creeping Jenny. It's a great color combination. I love when you have that contrasting light and dark, even when they're in the same color family. So we're really focusing purple here. There we go. And then I'm going to take one and fit this way in the back. Okay. If you look at my beautiful hydrangea here, I have a ton of blossoms coming. However, I lost the tag, so I'm not sure which hydrangea this is going to be. It's like the surprise hydrangea. So it's going to be beautiful and I have a ton of flowers coming, but I am sure it will be a good surprise. So the purple, you know, it could be blue, purple, or pink. Those are my options here for my hydrangea. We'll see. I think though my choice of purple will just look wonderful no matter what hydrangea this ends up being. So it was a very good choice. Let's go take another look at one of my larger planters with a hydrangea and this rim gap to fill. So in this bag, in the pot, I still have my Johnny jump ups here. I have left them longer than I usually do because they have just been so happy and beautiful. And I'm actually going to transplant them to another area in the garden. So close your eyes if this bothers you. Don't look as I pull them out. They are very, very tough little babies. And I can trim them down and put them somewhere else. They will be just fine. But boy, they did very, very well here. And this is one of the nice things about using the rim gap for planting. You really can easily change this out. And once a year, you would want to redo the potting mix that's in here. When it came time for spring, I added a bunch of amendments. I feel like it's still pretty rich in nutrients, and I feel good leaving the part that's in here and adding in some more plants. So let me tell you about what I'm going to add. First, I'm going to sprinkle some of my biotone in here. I had already done that for the other planter I just did. Okay, try not to breathe that in. And remember, biotone is for use with plants that are going into the ground for the first time. In the center here in my bag that I had overwintered in the shed, I have Wee Bit Giddy. It has a ton of buds coming. Wee Bit Giddy has done so well for me in pots and bags. It is just a beauty. I get pink, purple, and blue sort of all together. I don't know how, but it's gorgeous, and I'm really excited to have it here. While I have access easily to this middle portion, I'm going to add just a little time-release fertilizer to the hydrangea. Hydrangeas are not really heavy feeders. This honestly is probably enough. It's going to give it a little bit of fertilizer when it rains, which is perfect, and really that's enough to keep the hydrangea going well. The annuals, however, because I want them to bloom all through the summer, they might need a little bit more. I do try to give my annuals a weekly or every other week a water-soluble fertilizer. Now this first flower that I'm adding to the pot here is Supertunia Jazz Berry. Jazz Berry is the 2024 Proven Winners Annual of the Year. It has been around, I want to say 2 or 3 years now, and everybody loves it. I planted it last year in a different pot. I loved it too. What can you say? It is prolific in how many blossoms you get. It will trail over the edge. It is this real bright, cheerful, sort of purplish, pinkish color. And just, I don't know, it's just a good performer. And I hear that across the board, even people who put it in the ground. Jazzberry, I think, was a good choice for the 2024 Annual of the Year. And I'm adding this in. I might have to add a little bit of potting mix in here too. It's amazing how somehow after time the potting mix just sort of disappears. The other thing I'm adding up here are the potato vine. I love sweet potato vine. This is the Proven Winners Sweet Caroline Sweetheart Lime. Lots of sweet in there. And this potato vine for me, it trails a lot, which I love. The leaves are heart-shaped, hence the sweetheart name, but it doesn't go as crazy as the margarita sweet potato vine, which last year, I mean, it's amazing. That thing goes everywhere. This will trail over, but maybe I'll only have to trim it back once. And just like I said, this is a great place to plant things that your rabbits would normally eat. And my rabbits love sweet potato vines. So this is a place that I can work sweet potato vine into my planters, and there's a much better chance that they are going to make it through the season without becoming somebody's lunch. Although the year of the woodchuck got up here and got them. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? This is just going to fill in, and you know, the 6 plants here, I find 3 of each work perfectly in a 22-inch size large pot in my rim gap. If I do more than that, honestly, even for me, it gets to be too crowded. You could get away with 4 of these, and that would be absolutely fine. So if you wanted just to do 2 of the petunias and 2 of the sweet potato vine, they will cover everything and just look amazing. There's one more planter right over here. So in this planter, the other day, I already planted this up. This is the City Line Mars Hydrangea. It has an amazing bicolored flower where the center of each petal is a dark, for me it's purple, and it's outlined in white. It is truly unique, and I am so afraid it's not going to do well that when it does well, this is the place that I've always had it. Like, I make sure it gets this corner because in the past 3 years, it's liked this corner, and I love it so much. I want it to keep doing well. The other ones I sort of switch up, but this one, no, it's staying right here. Now, I have chosen to put 3 of the Supertunia Bordeaux around here. I am not sure why, but we seem to be in between flushes of blooms at the moment, but there's one here, and the Supertunia Bordeaux truly is a great performer. It really gives you a lot of flowers, contrary to the evidence that I'm presenting you at the moment, and it will cascade over, and they are so, I don't know, I want to say they're so 3D looking, but they are 3D. But this dark center just makes these really highlight the shape of the petunia. And I think it draws in your pollinators even more because of that. But it really, like, the texture of the petunia just stands out. It almost looks velvety on the inside and then lighter on the outside. It's amazing. I have the Sweet Caroline sweet potato, which I just told you how much I love and will continue to cascade over here. So this particular corner is always one of my favorites, and I will share with you how it looks as soon as everything really starts to flush out. I'm going to add a little bit of the time release fertilizer in here. I had already added some of the biotone, so that's all set. We'll even give the hydrangea just a little bit. I'm going to tuck in my handle. Sometimes those pop out. Once your border starts growing up, you really don't even see if those are popping up. Okay, this is looking good. So those were 3 of my larger bags in a pot, and I can't wait to show you how, as the summer progresses, they are just going to look amazing. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.